Well, today's the day. I'm getting rid of the Q50. Pretty sad. It's got it all emptied out, getting ready for trade-in. I'm sad to see it go. I started up for one final time. Could have missed this car for sure. So now with everything taken out and the car ready for trade-in, it's time to drive to Cincinnati and get rid of this thing. It's a sad day, man. It's a sad day. Hey Burnout Crew, welcome back to their Burnout Block. It is February of all months, which means it's been a long time since the last video. Now, if you follow us on Instagram or you've seen the thumbnail, you know that the Q50 has finally been sold. And it's been sold for quite some time. I sold the Q50 back in October and I traded it in for the car that you're about to see in just a moment. But let me explain a couple reasons why. Number one, the turbos were going out. So if you don't know anything about Infiniti Q50s, especially the 3.5 or the 3.0 models, the 3.0 models had a big issue with turbo recalls. Now, this was a big deal because Infiniti/Nissan decided that, hey, even though we didn't make these turbos of very high quality, if you've modified the car, we're not going to warranty them. And that pissed off a lot of Q50 owners. I obviously had modified the car before, and it, wasn't a stock vehicle, so I wasn't going to be able to warranty my turbos. And without them being warranted, even just the labor was going to be a couple thousand. But then I'd also have to pay for those turbos, which was a couple more thousand. So, looking at like $5,000 or $6,000 to replace turbos on a car that I still owed money on didn't exactly make sense. The second reason is because the third gear was going out. Now, those 7 speeds are pretty unique. When they work well, they shift really well. They put down power very well, especially like on an all-wheel drive model like my Q50 was. That 7-speed was really great for putting down power. Felt great when it worked great. However, I did have a lot of issues with third gear just not wanting to work. Basically, what was happening is anytime I'd speed up or slow down, third gear just didn't know when to shift. And obviously, that's not great for the longevity of your transmission, especially when I only had 86,000 miles on the Infiniti when I traded it in. So I decided the best course of action, especially with me needing a car to travel for wrestling, was to get this car that you guys are about to see. But I think there's still some potential this one. Just hear me out. Anyways, without further ado, let's check out our new ride. This is our 2017 Honda Accord 3.5 liter V6. Now you might be wondering why a 2017 Honda Accord. Well, here's the thing. Like I said, I needed a car for wrestling. I travel long distances when I wrestle, and this thing gets great gas mileage. I'm just being straight up. The car guy in me doesn't want to say that, but it's just the truth. This thing's got a 3.5 liter V6, the J35, which we'll talk about a little bit later. But it averages about 26 miles a gallon on regular pumped fuel. I mean, in this economy, it's kind of what's needed. It's kind of what's needed. But yeah, I think it looks really great. I love the styling of this car. I love the white paint with the tan seating. I think it's a really good combo. Some people might call it like country club spec, like an old lady car. I think it pairs really well. The car drives very smooth. It's got 4 doors with plenty of space. It's got all the technology, Apple CarPlay, remote start, front rear heated seats. It's got everything I need. And honestly got it for a pretty good price. There are some things that I want to do with this car though, which we'll also talk a little bit later. But just looking at the car overall, I'm pretty happy with what I picked. I looked for a long time at multiple different cars before trading in the Infiniti. I looked at a 2019 Accord 2.0, but those were just way out of my budget, especially because this is only 2 years older and it was thousands cheaper than that 10th generation Accord. But I really like the styling of this generation Accord. I like how it handles. This is the Accord Touring, which is the top of the line for this generation. So not only do you get all the premium features, but it has all of the sport models equipment as well. So you get the factory upgraded sway bars, strut bars. You get bigger brakes on the front, I'm pretty sure. Obviously 4 discs on all quarters. But yeah, it's a pretty great car overall. Like I said, I traded it in back in October to buy this. It's February now. It's surprisingly warm here in Ohio just this week, so I decided it's a good time to make this video, obviously. But yeah, I really like this car. It has handled the winter very well so far. It does great in snow. And it does, even though it doesn't have sport mode, it does have like sport mode on the gear shift, which is kind of interesting. Like, it doesn't have mode select, but you just kind of like move it down into sport mode. And then it's got eco mode as well, which, you know, I use on wrestling trips. But yeah, enough yapping. Let's go ahead and get into the details of this car. So first up, under the hood, we have the J35 3.5 liter V6. Now this is a single overhead cam 24 valve V6. It pushes 278 horsepower and 252 pound-feet of torque. Now, honestly, I think that looking at those stats, the fact that it's a commuter car, the fact that it takes regular pump gas, and the fact that it gets such good gas mileage, having just those specs alone out of a commuter car is pretty great. I think Honda did a really good job squeezing all the performance out of this engine that they could, while still, you know, having it as a good budget-friendly option for their commuter cars. Now, like I said, this is the Touring, so you've got your factory strut bar up top here. And I do think that it's a overall really nice looking engine bay. You know, some people will say they don't like the plastics as much, but I think Honda made this engine bay look really good. Now, what's interesting about the J35 V6 is that decades ago it started as a Honda Marine engine. So it was in boats and stuff like that when it started its life, and then throughout the generations, the J35 made its way into commuter cars. Now, obviously, when you have a commuter car engine in a Honda, people are going to want to tinker with it. So over the years, even though it's not been a super popular platform like, say, a K-Series, the J-Series still got a lot of love and a lot of pickup by the drag racing community. So there are a lot of things you can do with this motor. Obviously, this being my daily, I'm not going to be drag racing it. But there are some aftermarket mods that I've already looked at, like upgraded intakes, exhaust, and the such, that look good and sound good on this vehicle. Honestly, the exhaust, which we'll talk about a little bit later, which I'll also splice a clip in of, sounds a lot like the Infiniti in my opinion. But yeah, overall, I think it's a very attractive looking engine bay. I think Honda did a really good job with the layout. Everything looks pretty easy to work on. Nothing's super cramped in this engine bay. And yeah, I think it suits all my needs for the current moment. Going along the passenger side here, let's look at some of the other options that are here on the Touring. So first off, we have these really nice 5-spoke 19-inch wheels from the factory, which honestly, when I first saw this car at the dealership, I did not think that these were 19s. Surprisingly, 19s on this car look relatively normal. I honestly have thought about going bigger whenever I decide to get aftermarket wheels, just because I think the size of the car and the size of the wheel wells make the 19s kind of look kind of small. Maybe that's the fact that I've, you know, come from a lowered car recently. But yeah, I just think that they look a little bit small. But overall, they are a very nice wheel. I do see these wheels specifically taken from Accords and put on multiple different Honda platforms, just because of the nice machined face of them with the kind of black inlay in the background. Some of the other nice things that this has is a factory painted side skirt on the sides. Now this is kind of nice because it adds a little bit more body styling and molding to the vehicle. I think it looks very good with the factory body lines of the car. We also have a side spot camera on the Touring here. Now this is nice, so whenever you turn the right turn signal, this camera here under this mirror will turn on and show you on the screen inside the car what is in your blind spot on your passenger side, which is obviously very nice when you're switching lanes on the highway, or if you're in town, you've got a lot of options to see what is beside you. But yeah, overall, I think that this looks very nice. Again, I love the side skirt molding. I love the wheels. I definitely want to get them a little bit bigger. But yeah, I think the styling of the car looks very great. Moving on to the back of the car here, we have a nice factory paint match spoiler as well, which I think looks really good on the trunk here. You also have a really nice molded and chrome rear bumper. which I think looks a lot better than just having it painted white and just blending in. I like all the molding and stuff around it. Obviously, you have some rear parking sensors as well, and then nice dual exit exhaust. Now, I said earlier that there's an exhaust I was already looking at. The Borla exhaust that is made for this car sounds phenomenal in my opinion. I'll go ahead and put a clip of it right here. Now tell me that is not a really good sounding exhaust for Honda Accord. So I think in the future, I think that'll definitely be one of the upgrades that we put on this car. That'll take some time, obviously, because I want to do wheels first. But yeah, overall, I like the look of this. I will add the tail lights here, which I do plan on replacing with aftermarket ones in the future, have cracks in the corners. I'm sure you've noticed as you've been watching this video. But yeah, there's cracks on the corners of both taillights. That's on me. I had kind of a rough day a couple months ago and slammed the trunk and cracked both taillights. So don't rage out on your car. Take a deep breath, you know, stuff like that. But I wanted to replace these anyways. There's some nice clear ones that I've seen that I think would look good because of the white paint. So hopefully I can get some of those. But yeah, I think it looks good overall. Moving on to the interior. Like I mentioned, it has a nice tan accent here. And you even have these little kind of wood grain, dark oak kind of accents on the inside. Let's go ahead and hop in. No, I didn't exactly deep clean this before the video, so mind the dust. But yeah, you've got these nice tan leather seats. You've got your low and high heated seats in the front. And then on your doors, you've got heated seats in the back as well, which I think is really nice. Cup holders back here. Nice dual screen setup. Nice donut chain. Shout out Donut. Yeah, this is overall a really nice setup. Nice leather wrap steering wheel. But let's go ahead and turn it on here. Here's your Honda link on your touch screen. Now, what I like about this is that it also has remote start, like I mentioned, but it's got your parking sensors as well, front and back, and it's got lane keep assist. You got forward collision and lane keep assist, which is great on the highway, especially on longer road trips for wrestling. Man, it is nice to not have to like always be like correcting in the center of the lane, just having the car keep you straight, especially, you know, when there's traffic. Having forward lane or forward collision assistance is pretty nice. But yeah, let's go ahead and look on our screen here. So you got a lot of options. This is wired CarPlay. Unfortunately, it's not wireless. It is a 2017, so I don't think wireless CarPlay was exactly the mainstay of all cars yet. But you do have CD as well, though, so it's a nice trade-off. You've got kind of a bit of old school tech and new school tech mixed together. This is a touchscreen, though, so you do have factory navigation. You have to do some updates and stuff, but yeah, factory navigation even without phone, which is pretty nice. You've got phone settings, obviously, audio. This does have a pretty good sound system from the factory. I don't know if it's branded or not. I think Honda just put a decent sound system in from the factory on these. I do plan on getting subwoofers eventually as well, getting some custom ones on the sides of the trunk. But overall, it's not bad to listen to right now. You've got manual parking brake still, which is pretty nice. Like I said, you have your sport mode, which you shift to, which is pretty interesting. On the side here, like a lot of these generations, you have your economy mode. And yeah, this is all touchscreen here. Pretty nice. You got this little cubby down here, which you can put stuff in. And yeah, overall, I think the interior is really nice on this car. It's been great on all the road trips that I've taken it on. Yeah, overall, I really like this car. So yeah, overall, I think that this has been a really nice addition to the Burnout Block crew. I think that the Infiniti, while it will be missed, was almost a ticking time bomb. So I'm glad we did get rid of it when we did. We got to have a lot of good memories with it. We got to take it to Kill Care. We got to take it to multiple shows. And yeah, it was a good car for the time I had it. But it was time to get something a little bit more reliable, something that we could still modify and have fun with, but not have to worry about doing maintenance all the time for. Another thing I wanted to say real quick before we wrap things up, this will probably be one of the last times that you see the G6 in the background of one of these videos. I will be selling it soon as we are moving in the next couple months, and we won't be able to take the G6 with us. It's about that time anyways. The G6 isn't driving right now. A couple months ago, the transmission line popped off and leaked all the fluid out, so it's currently unable to be driven. So we're trying to figure out, you know, what exactly we want to do to it before selling it. Whether we want to try to fix the transmission so it's drivable for the next person, or just get rid of it how it is. We have about a month and a half to 2 months till we have to be out of this house and moved into our new place. So we'll see just how things go. I will be doing a video the day we get rid of it, so be on the lookout for that. That'll probably be in the next couple weeks or so. But yeah, other than that, I'm glad that we've got the Honda now. Me and Aaron are both Honda boys. Speaking of, the truck is getting wrapped up pretty soon, so be looking out for a video about Rico. That's been a year and a half in the making. My Google Drive is full of clips of working on the truck, getting Rico ready to roll for the summertime coming up. But yeah, overall, I'm pretty happy with the Honda. I'm happy that we've got something reliable that we can still modify and make look good. I do want this to kind of be a functional show car like the Infiniti was, just a little bit more reliable and better on gas. But yeah, with that, that's all we have for today. Thank you all so much for watching. You can follow the Burnout Block at the Burnout Block on Facebook and Instagram. You can subscribe to us right here on YouTube. We're trying to get back into the roll of things now that the weather is getting a little bit better. It's about the end of February right now when you're seeing this. So hopefully, you know, springtime will start picking up. We'll start going to more shows. Rico will be done pretty soon. And yeah, we'll get back into the rhythm of things. Thank you all so much for watching. We'll see you in the next one.